One of my most vivid memories of Star Trek The Next Generation when it first came on the air was, and I think it might have still been when they were running promos for the series coming back, the fact that the captain of the USS Enterprise was going to be a bald man. And it was a touchy, it was an inspiring moment for me because, as you know, as you can see, I was struggling with that issue myself. And I remember at that time saying, no, what they're going to do is they're going to plant this guy as the captain and then kill him off, and then Riker, the full-headed hair guy, will step in and assume the throne.
That is a very original and I think beautiful idea.
You were a trailblazer in that regard.
Yeah,
because
yeah. I mean, frankly, I thought they were out of their minds. They employed a middle-aged British Shakespearean hairless actor to step, well, I didn't step into the shoes because Bill Shatner is still wearing those shoes very successfully. But to at least sit in the chair of, as the man who followed Bill onto the Enterprise, and it made no sense to me.
Did you just slaughter the audition?
Well, I'll tell you about the audition. I mean, my final, because I actually went through a process, an interview audition process, I think 4 or 5 visits to Paramount, 3 of which meant flying from London to Los Angeles to do this. But the last one was my audition for the studio. You know how this thing works. I think by then they'd decided who they wanted as captain, even though there were 2 of us. And I promise you, I give you my word, although I thought I knew for years who the other actor was, I was proved to be wrong. And I still don't know who the second actor was. And I would love to meet him.
Who did you think it was?
I can't really tell you who I thought it was, because that wouldn't be fair. But so I went back, and here's what happened. The pilot episode was to be directed by a brilliant television director called Corey Allen, who has left us far, far too early. And Corey directed a number of episodes as well. The Sunday evening before I was due to go in and read for the studio, I got a phone call from Corey Allen, and he said, look, if you can, why don't you come in a little earlier tomorrow? My audition was at 9 a.m., as if that wasn't early enough on a Monday morning. Can you do that? I said, I can come in any time. And he said, all right, come in at 8 o'clock. And don't go to the Star Trek offices. Instead, ask for my office. So I did, and I went to his office, and Corey rehearsed me. He read with me the scenes that we were going to read, and he said, when we go into the audition, the casting director is going to be there, and she will expect to read with you. And I'm going to say, if you don't mind, I'd like to read with Patrick. So it may seem a little unfair, but that's the world, isn't it? I mean, who said it was going to be fair?
The whole system's rigged. Oh, my God.
It was rigged. No, it wasn't rigged, because I still had to do the best I could. So I read for Corey, and it is not well known, I think, that I read wearing a hairpiece.
No.
Yes.
By your own choice or
No.
their direction?
I'd been in LA for about a week, and Tuesday or Wednesday, I got a call from my agent saying, the studio would love, if it's possible to do this, they'd like you to, do you have a hairpiece or a toupee or anything like that? And I said, I do, but it's in London. At Paramount's expense, that hairpiece was hand-delivered from West London, where I lived.
What an amazing vacation.
Yeah.
That the hairpiece went on.
I went to some distant far corner of LAX, and it was put into my hands. And there are so many things. I'm sorry, I talk too much.
No, no, you're awesome. Are you kidding me? We could just sit here and listen to your voice.
There are so many stories surrounding this morning because when I arrived at the front gate of Paramount Pictures, you know, the cars are waiting to go in like this, and it came to my turn, and I told them who I was and why I was there, and they said, okay, you can't park on the lot, you've got to go down, out on the street parking somewhere over there. And I said, but I'm here to audition. They said, it's too bad, you know, get out of here. At which point, a woman got out of the car behind me, and I saw her go up to the security guard, and she was doing a lot of, I mean, basically, it was clear she was saying, don't you know who that is? Don't you know who that is? Well, this was a fabulous woman who became a big part of all of our lives on Next Generation, called Joy Zapata. And you will have seen her name again and again on the credits. Joy was our principal hairdresser on the show. And
was she transporting the piece? Was that her job?
No, her job was to put on my hairpiece for the audition, which she did. So I auditioned wearing a really nice, it was very expensive bit of work. And then when the audition was over, I went back into this room with Joy, and she took it off, and after a couple of minutes, cleaning me up, there was a knock on the door, and the Paramount executives came in, and they said, oh, I just want to say thank you very much, and it's good of you to come in, we really appreciate it. And when they left, Joy said, you know why they did that? They wanted to see you without the hairpiece. Anyway, they offered me the job.
They did indeed. Good choice.